South African national team football coach Fran Hilton-Smith has been a pioneer in the establishing women's football right here in South Africa. She's still currently very active in coaching, and she joins me this morning to share her amazing journey. Good morning, Fran, and welcome to Game On Keeping It Real.
Morning. Thank you very much for having me on your show, and morning to your listeners.
You are most welcome. Now, Fran, where did it all begin?
Well, I played as a child. My father was a player, and it just seemed in the neighborhood there were more little boys playing soccer than girls, and more boys in general. So I started playing soccer with them. At first, of course, as a goalkeeper, because they didn't really want any girls. And then slowly I progressed to being a player. And in my late school years, joined a local club. And so it grew from there to being a provincial player, a national player, and later into coaching.
Okay, great. Now, Fran, you've been an inspiration in women's football development for over 40 years. How has that journey been?
Well, it's been a fantastic journey. When I started coaching, and even when I was a player and an administrator, I realized that there weren't many women in these fields. So I decided to make it a mission of mine to develop more women coaches and administrators. And fortunately, I did a lot of work for FIFA, the football mother body.
Yes.
And I managed to get them to sponsor courses here for coaches, administrators, CAF as well, the African football. And lately, I've been doing a lot of the same for SAFA, the southern regions, through SAFA, who are very active, to empower women, because I really feel that if the women are given the knowledge, the background, they can make a big difference. And they are now in football.
Absolutely, Fran. Now, what would you say is your proudest and greatest achievement in your career?
Well, certainly the proudest and greatest for me personally was to meet the late Nelson Mandela with my national team, Banyana. He came once to bid us farewell. And of course, also playing for him in my band. I was in an all-woman jazz band called Basadi Women of Jazz. We played for him once at his house in Pretoria. So these are highlights. And of course, the biggest highlight would be for Banyana qualifying for the World Cups now twice, and the Olympics. These are things I always dreamed about for our girls. And finally, it came to fruition.
Super amazing. We'll get to the Nelson Mandela moment, but you also recently wrote a book, A Song for Banyana. Elaborate more on this book.
Well, I feel I've had such an eventful life, lots of experiences. So I thought I need to put it down for readers and to inspire future people, men and women who get involved in football or sport. That anything is possible if you just apply your mind, you don't give up. We had lots of struggles, I had lots of struggles, but we pushed on, and now we're reaping the results with our women's national team doing so well. So I want the book to be an inspiration to others.
Well, congratulations, Fran, on that book. It's been a phenomenal journey with you, and I cannot wait to read it. Now, coming back to your special moment, you had the pleasure of meeting Nelson Mandela because you were in a band. So you were in this jazz band, and where you were the bass guitarist. That was super amazing. Tell me more about your band and that moment for playing for Nelson Mandela.
Well, I was normally played in pop or rock bands, and I was at a recording studio one day in Newtown, downtown Johannesburg, and I saw these three ladies from Soweto playing flute, clarinet, the keyboard player, and they didn't have a drummer at the time. And I could also drum. So I said to them, would you like me to come and drum? And of course, they never dreamt that I could play African jazz, because that's what they played. And I didn't know much of the music, but I could follow the tunes and played with them, and then progressed to being the bass guitarist, because the bass guitarist left. And we were very successful. We were invited to represent Africa at the World Jazz Festival in London at the Dome. We went there, and so the band grew. We played for various Olympic gigs, etc. And one day we got an invite to come and play. We also played for the launch of British Airways at the Vic Falls, which was a massive event. And after that, we suddenly got an invite to come and play for a big function of Nelson Mandela at his home in Pretoria. So, of course, we couldn't believe it. And even more so when he arrived at the function and was dancing to us playing a famous song called Pata Pata. It was really a highlight of my life to have been in that moment.
Oh, you've given me goosebumps now, and I can't imagine how you felt in that moment. Now, Fran, you've been super amazing in your journey. I mean, you've done so much, but what does the future hold for you? What are your goals, aspirations, and what's the future saying for Fran Hilton-Smith?
Well, I intend to keep doing what I think I'm best at, and that is developing women coaches, administrators. I'm busy with the course now in Morocco for women coaches. I've just completed our third 6-month administrators course for women for SAFA. We're looking at the next one. I mentor regularly coaches throughout Africa, men and women, players. So I'm keeping myself busy trying to, it's what we need, is to give women the opportunity to succeed, and that's what I intend to keep doing.
Great. Now, Fran, what's your advice to women out there wanting to head into coaching?
Well, to never give up. They're welcome to contact me. And I can advise them when there's coaching courses. There's a lot of licenses being held at the moment. You have to, of course, start with a B license, the first step, which is anybody can do it. It's more how to organize festivals for children. You don't have to have been a great player yourself at all. So there's lots of avenues, and I'm very willing and available to help anyone who wants to get into coaching with when are courses, what info do they need. That's what I love to do.
Absolutely great. Now, Fran, before I say goodbye, I play a game with all my guests, Rapid Fire 5, just to get to know you better. So who's Fran's all-time favorite football player?
Well, with women, obviously it would be in the world a player called Michelle Akers, who was the best player in the world ever when I started following football in the World Cups from 91, 95, 98. And in Africa, a player called Mercy Akida from Nigeria, who beat us so many times almost by herself. And in South Africa, there's so many, but we had Portia Madises, the Israelis, Antheus. There's lots of great players, and nowadays even more. So those, I would say, are my key ones.
Okay, your favorite pastime, reading or listening to music?
Well, both. I love reading. I love listening to music. So whenever I'm in the car, I have the radio full blast. So I love both, to be honest.
Okay. Now, complete the sentence. If I was not a coach, I would be?
A musician, a famous musician. Well, I am a bit famous, but I would have liked to have been a famous rock star.
Speaking of that, my next question. Who is that one person you would have loved to have in your jazz band?
Wow, someone like Yuma Sakala, or some of these big people, or if it came to other music, I would have liked someone like Freddie Mercury from Queen,
Wow.
or someone
Yeah.
like that I really admired when I was following them.
Great. And the last one, I start my day with?
I start my day with a cup of coffee and yogurt.
Interesting. Fran Hilton-Smith, thank you for your time. You've been an inspiration to many. I commend you on the years of contribution and your excellent service to women's football in our country and abroad. May you grow from strength to strength, and all the best in your journey ahead.
Thank you very much, and thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and have a good day, and your listeners. Thank you very much.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much.